To get the bonus point win against Brentwood was fantastic. We didn't look like we were going to get it with about 5 minutes left on the clock, but the last 2 tries were not only essential, but they were amazing tries. Like the boys found something special and scored 2 fantastic tries. So 5 points in that situation was brilliant. We look back at the video of the game and stuff like that, and there's lots to work on, lots to improve on. But at the end of the day, we came away with the 5 points, which is what we're aiming to do week in, week out at the moment. We're mindful that it's still deep, dark winter here, so we've decided to have a shorter session this week. We had some guest coaches in on Tuesday, did a lot of work around our scrum, which was fantastic. Got some really good feedback from the guys. Shorter session, just focused on a sort of team run, getting prepped for the game against Norwich, and the boys are all off into town now to have a nice curry together. So a nice social outing for them, which is important in these sort of darker days. Norwich, they're down the bottom of the table, but they're a proud club. A big bunch of Norfolk lads, so they'll turn up here, ready to play. They've had a change at the top. They've got a new director of rugby in, who's ex Newcastle Falcons, so he's got a good rugby pedigree. I believe he plays for them as well, so he might bring a bit of punch. And so we just got to be mindful of not getting ahead of ourselves, and I talk about it a lot, about being humble and respecting the opposition no matter where they are in the league. And I think a really good example was 2 weeks ago when Eton Manor, who were 3rd in the league, went to Leighton Buzzard, who were bottom in the league, and lost. So something happened there, and we don't want to be in that same position. So we've picked a strong team. There's been some changes, but it's a strong team, and we're going to go out there and treat this game like we would treat top of the table clash with Sudbury. Yeah, so pretty settled in the forward pack. Tight head prop, so Danny Barber's going to have a rest this week, and Ollie Elms, who came off the bench on Saturday, just gone, is going to come onto the bench, and Matt Gregerson will go on and start a tight head prop for us. So just a little bit of a change there. 4-5-6 is the same. I thought they did a great job at the line out and in the scrum. Our scrum was quite strong last week, so we'll need that against Norwich. Harry Rogerson's back. He's had a week off with COVID, so he's back on the open side, because Jasper, who played 8, is away. So Mike Dunnett moves to 8. But they've played the 7 and 8, those two together, for a big part of the season, and they do a great job. Particularly in attack, when they can drift out into the wide channels and be an extra attacking threat. Charlie Baker's going to be a little bit late getting here from work, so Goldie's back in at 9, which is something we did at Thurrock. He does a good job in there. Crackers, Lewis Cracknell's moving from 12 back to his old position of 10, so that'll be interesting to see how he settles back into 10. And Jack Biard's moving in from 13 to 12, so it'll be interesting to see how they go working together a little bit closer in. Gives Will Tyrrell an opportunity back from injury at outside centre. He's got a lot of gas, good rugby player, so him running around with a bit more space will be great. Longy gets his chance back on the wing, so he's been in the Nomads for a while, had an injury, so hasn't been able to get back into the first 15 due to lack of game time really, but it's his chance to put his hand up at the weekend. And then of course Gill stays at the back. The big selection for the week is Shingai coming back in as captain after a couple of weeks off, and getting his 200th cap. So he's a massive inspiration for the players, and we're hoping that the fact that he's back in the team is a big lift. But obviously it's his 200th cap, so if we're not going to get up for the game, there's something wrong. We want to celebrate with him.